And hello there. Hi, I'm Jim. It's Jim on Sports. Welcome back. Let's see. A little bit of internal business first. So yesterday apparently streamed live. Today, no, this is recording. Not that that's a bad thing or anything. You know, it's not like I said something incriminating or anything. If you want to check my work on that, feel free. The YouTube page is up, jimonsports.com. But I do want to thank like a whole bunch of people, who, basically all my Houstonians. If you're new, I'm huge in Houston for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, Jared Taylor stopped in, said hi. I think, God, who else? Do I still have, is it still there? No, it's not. Damn. Damn. Well, regardless. What up, Houston? I've never been to Houston, but I'm huge in Houston. So, there is that. And I do appreciate it. And like 8 or 9 of 8 or 9 of you showed up yesterday. That was cool. I didn't see it until after, and that's how I figured out. Oh, I just streamed this thing live, didn't I? Okay, all right. I understand the equipment that I'm using. So. It's funny for work. I'm setting up this thing where technology is going to be needed. So of course I'm just counting the days until it lights fire. Like it just combusts spontaneously. Because that's what happens. That's what happens. You'll come to know. Trust me. It's just what happens. Okay. So, but thanks to my Houstonians, I do appreciate you. We'll hang soon. We'll hang soon alive in a live stream. So, gotta get my iced coffee on. I was running late this morning. I don't know how I was running late this morning. And it wasn't, like I woke up late or anything. I woke up on time. On time. On time enough, basically. I woke up on time. Like, I'll do like half of my day in this very room. And then the other half, I will actually go into the office and show my pretty little face there and walk in on meetings and give people key fobs, which is exactly what I did today. And, like it's just something I got to do for work, But somewhere between the two, I somehow started running late. I don't know why. It's weird. Like, if that happens to anybody else who, first of all, if anybody else has this kind of dumb schedule that I do, please let me know. Comment. Drop a line. Subscribe to the old newsletter too. The old newsletter that's 2 days old. JimOnSports.com is where you can get that. I'm going to start sending out links to things that I talk about. Links to each episode that gets recorded and posted, all that stuff. Live stream alerts, all that stuff. So, JimOnSports.com. You see it right there. Right there. go there. I'm not gonna sell your email either. I'm not a total dick that way. So let's get into it, shall we? Shall we? Shall we? Yes, we shall. Somebody got fired in Miami yesterday. That's kind of what I take away from this. The Miami Heat posted a link to a scheduled live stream titled LeBron James Introductory Press Conference, followed by the date of July 27th. They did that to their YouTube channel in what a team spokesperson is now saying was a mistake. The club's social media department was preparing for the possibility of James' signing and mistakenly posted the link to the team's YouTube page. The post was later deleted. Hey, what do you know? Whole departments screw up things too on this massive platform that we find ourselves in. All right. LeBron, of course, it's LeBron watch now. The World Cup is over. We don't have that to concentrate on. Are we really going to concentrate on July baseball that hard? No. It's LeBron watch. He's an unrestricted free agent for the first time since 2018. The Cavs, the Sixers, the Heat, they're all believed to be the top teams that he's considering. Although other clubs like Golden State, Minnesota, I've heard. Minnesota. I don't know if that's just a pipe dream by some Timberwolves fan that, throwing that out there in the ether. Like, do you want what, 42-year-old LeBron in there? I mean, don't get me wrong. He's still a great player, all right, and it is LeBron James. Like, the guy's still good for 23 and 7 a night, all right. At 42 or whatever, 40 in his 40s, for God's sake. With as many miles as that dude has put on to his body playing basketball too. That's the other impressive thing to me, anyway. All those trips, all those deep runs into the final. I mean, he made the finals for what, like 10 years in a row? All those deep runs, to at least conference finals. That's a lot of extra basketball in addition to 82 games a season. And I know, this year, didn't hit the minimum threshold for games because of all those games that he sat out earlier in the season. But like he still got them past Houston in the playoffs. Like, he did that. Maybe he needs to take like the first month off every season from now. Maybe. Who knows? That said, does anybody think that they're winning a championship? Do the Cavs, Sixers, or Heat, do they think that they're going to be better than they presently are with LeBron? Like, I don't know if it's true. Obviously, why would you sign him if you didn't? But I don't know if it's realistic that they'll be better. The West is the West. I mean, you got OKC; they'll be back. San Antonio, if Victor Wembanyama stops playing the victim card, the Knicks showed that team needs a real leader. Like it's a young team and it's a really good team, but that team lost its way in the finals, and I think they were expecting, the 22-year-old to carry them from a maturity standpoint as well. Like I couldn't start carrying things from a maturity standpoint until I was well into my 30s. I'm just saying. The Sixers, are the Sixers better than the Knicks, better than Boston, better than Miami right now? And does Miami improve all that much? Even sure, Giannis is there. Bam is there too. Do they get that much better with LeBron in the picture? I don't know. Minnesota's intriguing though. Like whenever anybody has mentioned Minnesota, think about Rudy Gobert's there. Okay, you got young defensive guy there. Ant could learn how to be that leader, how to be a captain, how to act. That I think it's going to be. If it's not Golden State or Cleveland, and I don't think he's going to go to Cleveland just because he's been there, done that already. He's gone back to Cleveland already, won them a championship. In the process. I don't know if he wants to put up with the Philly fans, quite honestly. Like, Laker fans are, kind of an insane bunch, too. Philly fans are no better. Like, do you want to do that for, because the fact still does remain, he's 42. At some point, the tires have to shoot off the car, right? Like, just rocket apart. Just blows apart, right? Then again, maybe I'm thinking like a mortal. That ain't it. Is this it? Ah, wait. No, that ain't it. SEC breakaway talks for real thing. We talked about that yesterday, right? Yeah, we did. I wanted to talk about this. That is the first renderings for the new stadium for the Kansas City Chiefs that's scheduled to open in the 2031 season. One of the biggest aspects of the design from Manica, I think it's Manica, M-A-N-I-C-A. That spells Manica to me. An architecture firm in Kansas City, Kansas, is that the $3 billion fully enclosed dome will feature a ceiling of translucent ethylene tetrafluoroethylene panels. Ethylene tetrafluoroethylene panels. Yeah, I said that right. All right. Ooh. New stadium's design also pays homage to Arrowhead Stadium, which apparently is no longer good enough. Opened in 1972, but you saw it in the World Cup. It still looked pretty damn good. Like, they just did a whole bunch of renovations and remodeling to it. It still looks good. The dome will be built with a symmetrical curved exterior. So, you can kind of make that out in that picture there. A curved exterior, including a scalloped upper deck in each end zone, continuing the Chiefs' unique look when compared with other NFL stadiums. In a statement released by the Chiefs, club owner Clark Hunt said the stadium will hold 70,000 seats, will be built with the intention of amplifying crowd noise, a request that he heard from several season ticket members in multiple surveys. In 2014, Arrowhead regained the Guinness World Record for loudest stadium after fans for the Seattle Seahawks broke the record, with the fans' collective voices generating 142.2 decibels. Which, okay, cool. Chiefs games are known for noise. And it's good that they want to keep noise in the stadium, because by the time it's built and open, Chiefs fans aren't going to have much to make noise about. The run is going to be over. We started seeing it already last year. Like what happens when Mahomes gets hurt? I know they added Kenneth Walker in the offseason. Great pickup, by the way. Love Ken Walker. But Andy Reid's going to retire at some point. I think Travis Kelce's gone after this year. Mahomes could be looking at retiring by the time 2031 rolls around. That's 5 years off. I think he's entering year 10 now, right? 9 or 10? It's been around. At that point, what else does he have to prove either? Like he's won MVPs, he's won Super Bowls, he's done everything that he's been thrown in as like one of the greatest players ever in NFL history. What else do you need to prove at that point when you're that far in? Because I don't see him pulling the Tom Brady, stick around for 20 plus years. I don't think he's got the body for that. I mean, he's tough, don't get me wrong. Like that dude's taken some hits. And the fact that he's only had pretty much the ACL injury last year, as far as major injuries go, I mean, that's definitely something, and I acknowledge that. But by that point, your body starts taking those hits differently. And, are they going to have an offensive line that's going to be worth a damn? Are they, like... I think the secret sauce that he's got with Andy Reid too. I don't see Andy Reid sticking around to 2031. Now let me look up real quick. Let me look up how old Andy Reid is. Andy Reid is 68 now. So 2031, that's 5 years off. He'll be 73. It's not not unheard of for a 73-year-old coach in the NFL, but does he want to be sticking around? So, neat. Eric Stone Street discusses Andy Reid's influence on the Chiefs. Because that's apparently a thing. So anyway, that's the new Chiefs. It looks like Arrowhead with a dome on it. I'll say that. Like they took the roof from SoFi and just slapped it over Arrowhead. Why couldn't they do that at Arrowhead now? Why couldn't they do that again? The Athletics placed rookie infielder Joshua Kuroda Grauer. The man deserves to have his name spoken and said correctly, especially after what he's been through. He's on the 10-day IL following emergency surgery for a ruptured testicle caused by a foul ball the night before. The A's placed him on the IL on Tuesday, yesterday. I'm not going to play it because whenever I look at it, get a little bit of the reflux going on. It's one of those things where you watch it, and if like all you guys watching that injury on TikTok where it just instantly loops. Good Lord. Like he was down for like 10 minutes too. Like he was in obvious pain. Because it caught him square. Happened in the fifth inning of their 5-2 win over the Diamondbacks Monday night. Fell to the ground in pain. Stayed in the game. He stayed in the game and managed to hit a single in that at-bat before being replaced at third base by Donovan Walton in the sixth. He got a single as his ball was exploding. That is more than I could ever do on a baseball field. Just, like the getting the single part. That's more than I could ever do on a baseball field. I was the strikeout king when I was in Little League, and not for pitching either. Called up June 29th from the minors, Kuroda was their hottest hitter. He batted .417, 7 doubles in his first big league games before the injury. He hit his first career homer in the second inning on Monday. Like he the A's have been terrible of late, but he's been really good. And for a reward, Karma rewarded him with a foul ball to the nuts, causing one of them to explode. The A's, man. That's just A's baseball right there. That is John Fisher. That is John Fisher's karma rubbing off on the wrong guy. Whew. Anyway, seriously, it's good that he's doing well and all, but damn, man, just speak kindly of Joshua, all right? At least for the rest of the season. That dude's given way more to the game than he should ever have had to have given. All right? Yeah, man, like that. Seriously, man. It hurts watching it too. Jazz Chisholm had something similar happen to him, but that hit the ground, that bounced up off the ground first. He wasn't having emergency surgery because of a ruptured nut. Poor dude. Seriously, that poor dude. And I feel bad for Jazz Chisholm too, but that's also why they make cups. It's why you have it. It's why it's available. To keep that from happening. I know it's uncomfortable. I remember having to wear a cup in Little League too, and fortunately I never had to worry about foul tipping a ball, into my groin or anything because I wasn't making any sort of contact. But that's why they wear them, man. Inter Miami has signed Brazilian midfielder Casemiro on a free transfer, but MLS is saying, whoa! Hold up. MLS has announced that the league is investigating the team for potentially violating tampering rules in the process. The league statement reads as such. Major League Soccer is reviewing a tampering allegation against Inter Miami CF. The league is gathering all relevant info. Will refrain from further comment. While Inter Miami CF and the LA Galaxy have reached a settlement for the Discovery priority to sign Casemiro, I think I'm saying that right, the terms will be released upon conclusion of the tampering investigation. So the Galaxy, LA Galaxy had the league's priority to negotiate with them, Discovery rights in MLS. It's meant to stop teams from negotiating against each other for in-demand targets, all right? Teams are supposed to acquire Discovery rights before contacting a potential signing. Basically, avoiding the whole the whole restricted free agent fight, or offer sheets, or matching offer sheets or anything like that. So, the Galaxy will be compensated by Miami for his Discovery rights, but that amount will be determined in part after the conclusion of the tampering investigation. Not the first time that Miami has been in trouble with the league. In 2021, after an investigation found that the club skirted the salary cap rules, MLS suspended Miami's chief operating officer and sporting director, Paul McDonough, for a year, while fining the club $2 million plus another fine of $250,000 for managing owner Jorge Mas, which was a drop in the bucket for him. Inter was docked a total of $2,271,250 in allegation money in 2022 and 23. So, again, all just kind of a drop in the bucket for Jorge Mas. He's a billionaire. Like if getting fined $250,000 for skirting the salary cap rule, if that's the worst that MLS can do, maybe they graduate. Maybe they make it $500,000. Oh no, we're really showing the billionaire now. Like for a player, okay, I could understand $250K. You don't want to be fined that, even if the paycheck. And I'm just talking in general sports, professional sports. Anyway, like even if your paycheck is bigger than that, that's still a pretty sizable chunk as a player. Jorge Mas doesn't give a shit about $250,000. Doesn't give a damn. So, and then finally, the World Cup just ended, but there's another one next year. It's the Women's World Cup, and this time the U.S. enters as the favorite. It's roughly 11 months away. The women's national team, the early betting favorite on DraftKings at plus 350 to win. Defending champ Spain right behind at plus 400. So, obviously, we love betting on our national teams. Did anyone bet on the men's team, by the way? Did anyone bet on the men's team to win? Like early, before the World Cup even happened? Be truthful. Be truthful. Sportsbooks don't typically move odds further from their internal projections either, but it's possible the U.S. is getting a slight little nudge. Enough so that the Americans in Spain might be closer to co-favorites otherwise. Still, plus what, 350? Plus 350 for the U.S., plus 400 for Spain. That's still pretty close. The top two teams in the odds are the top two squads in the FIFA rankings. Spain number 1, U.S. number 2. So it just kind of makes sense that they're the top two teams on the betting chart, right? Spain won the last World Cup, was only 4th at the Olympics, though, lost the 2025 Euro final on penalties to England. The Americans won the Paris Olympics 2 years ago. That tournament featured just 12 teams, only 3 from Europe, though. Host France along with Spain and Germany. Who else was in that tournament if it's just... Yeah. England, which has won the last 2 Euros. Sweden, the team that knocked out the Americans in 2023. And the Netherlands, which was the runner-up in 2019, were among the teams that didn't compete in Paris. England winning the last 2 Euros, kind of, also doing what the men's team isn't doing, like here. Although England probably had their best shot this year. Like that, I'm not gonna lie. I heard Rebecca Lowe say that, like that was just a good like you got behind that team because it all, like they all seem to be playing for the same thing. Jude Bellingham, man, like that dude's fun to watch. Harry Kane as well. The Lionesses are not third in the odds, though. That honor belonging to Brazil, the hosts, plus 600, followed by England at plus 800, which is that's a big host country boost for the Brazilians. So that is that. Like I said, though, it's conceivable that the U.S. women could cash that bet, right? If he's still around, does Doofus get in the way? Does Doofus call in a penalty, a favor on a suspension, on a red card suspension? I wonder. There's the dogs barking, by the way. Stanley's 5, by the way, today. My younger corgi. He's 5 today. 5. I don't know where the time goes. I need to run out and get him a birthday burger or something. Some sort of treat for his birthday. Which, of course, means I also have to get one for my older dog, Heidi. So, 2 treats. These dogs get like 2 birthdays a year. And, we'll also give them Christmas gifts. Like any holiday. Like, I swear, they're the most spoiled dog. The most spoiled dogs I've ever met. I wouldn't change it one bit. Back again tomorrow. Sorry for things being late, by the way. Kind of got hung up at work, so had to give out a lot of key fobs today. But YouTube, Twitch, Facebook Live, go check it out there on all those spots. JimOnSports.com for everything going on with this little program here. I'm Jim. This has been Jim on Sports. Have a good rest of your day. Thank you.